All right, week 1, June 23rd to June 28th, new NEW 2, Substitution Applications Guided, to go along with the video tutorial. We looked at substitution and what it was in the new KNEW section of this week. And basically, at its simplest, if you have a substitute teacher, that is a teacher who can walk in and replace the teacher, right? If you have something that substitutes for something else in a recipe, it takes the place of that ingredient for a recipe. I've made brownies with applesauce instead of oil. I've used milk with lemon juice instead of buttermilk because I haven't had that on hand. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of different substitutions in the kitchen. And while there might not be, that variety or that bit of fun in the math world, substitution is probably just as commonly done in math as it is in the kitchen. So when we look at the application of where we will use substitution in math, and more specifically in this course, if we look at these examples, something like the directions, decide whether the given point is a solution to the equation. This looks very, very similar to what we did in that review section. We have x plus y equals 8. We have this semicolon and then parentheses 2, 4. Now, the 2, 4 is representing an ordered pair, which we just discussed, which is representing an x and a y. In that order, x, y. Anywhere we see an x, we can replace it with the number they've provided with us. Anywhere we see a y, we can replace it with the number they have provided for us. So in this case, anytime we see an x, we can replace it with a 2. And anytime we see a y, we can replace it with a 4. I'm going to rewrite this equation with parentheses where I would have my x and my y. I may fill them in with a variable. I may fill them in with a number. I'm not really sure yet. What I do know is that my x is going to match up with my x and my y is going to match up with my y. Meaning, the x will come there, the y will go there. I will place a 2 in that first parentheses. I will place a 4 in that second parentheses. And I will end up with 2 plus 4 equals 8. Now I throw that line down my equal sign because that's a habit that I've gotten into a long time ago, to separate my left from my right. And now when I show my work, I'm going to show it going down. So on the right, I have to do nothing. I'm just going to leave that 8 there as it goes. But on the left, I'm going to do what I can. So 2 plus 4 gives me 6. And I'm basically asking myself, does the equation balance? Does 6 equal 8? And my answer is no, so I put a slash through that equal sign, right? And basically this means it's not a solution. Now, what isn't a solution? Remember that we, from the beginning, were asking if that ordered pair was a solution. So no, the ordered pair 2, 4 is not a solution. is not a solution. Okay, number 2. If we look at 2x plus y equals 8, we're trying to decide if the ordered pair 3, 2 is a solution. So I'm going to highlight my x and my y in my ordered pair. I'm also going to do it in my equation. And I'm going to rewrite my equation, with everything there except my variables. So I end up with 2 parentheses plus parentheses equals 8. I can put in the 3 for the x. I can put in the 2 for the y. I throw my line down my equal sign, and now I have a little bit of work. I have to do order of operation, so I have to multiply before I add. So I get 6 plus 2 still equals 8 on the right. Now I'm working down the left because my right is just an 8. And I do 6 plus 2. 6 plus 2 is 8 equals 8. And does 8 equal 8? Are my sides balanced? Yes. So yes, it is a solution. Again, what's a solution? That ordered pair. So if I plug 3, 2 into that equation, yes, it's a solution. All right, now, if I want to find the missing coordinates. So now they've provided me an equation. I want to find the missing coordinate to complete the following ordered pairs. So in A, I have question mark, comma, 1. So if I look at this, my question mark is my x, my 1 is my y. If I highlight in my equation, my x is there, my y is there. X, y. So I'm going to write my equation again with my parentheses, setting the stage for what I have. All I've taken out is my variables. And now I'm going to plug in what I have. And this is what I was talking about earlier. I might not have numbers for everything. So when I go to plug in my numbers, well, for x, I don't really have a number. I have a question mark. So I can either put the question mark in or I can plug in an x. I'm going to plug in an x because I'm comfortable with x as my variable. And then when I go to plug in y, I'm going to plug in a 1 because I can substitute that. Instead of y, I can substitute a 1. And then I'm going to throw my line down my equal sign, and now I have an equation. This is where, again, it comes up, where solving equations is so important. So I look at what I have, and I have 2x plus 3 times 1, which is 3, equals 15. This looks like one of the equations that I solved in my review section of this week. I'm going to subtract the 3 from both sides. Draw my line. I get 2x, these 0 out, and I get 12. I'm going to divide both sides by 2. These divide to 1, and I get x equals 6. So completing my ordered pair, I will have 6, 1. So my completed ordered pair is 6, 1. The x equals 6 was what allowed me to complete it. So doing the same thing for this next one, I have, oops, that is not the highlighter. Oop, that is not the eraser. Sorry about that. We have x, we have y, and again, we're working with the same equation. So when I draw this out, I'm going to draw out the same template, 2 parentheses plus 3 parentheses equals 15. What am I plugging in? Well, I'm plugging in a 0 for x. I'm plugging in a y for y because I don't have anything to substitute. This is when you get in the kitchen and, you know, there's no substitute for chicken. Or, I mean, there's lots of substitutes for chicken, but it's some weird ingredient that there really is no substitute. So when you have the question mark, you don't have a substitute. It's not substitutable. It's not a word, but you get what I'm saying. So we draw our line. 2 times 0 is 0 plus 3y equals 15. The 0 drops out. We get 3y equals 15. We divide both sides by 3. Those divide to 1, and I get y equals 5. Y equals 5 allows me to finish my ordered pair, and I get 0, 5. And that is my completed ordered pair. So now let's do it for the next one. Same method. Identify your x, identify your y, identify your x, identify your y in your equation. Write your equation as a template with your variables pulled out. Plug in what you can. For x, we have 0. For y, we don't have a substitute. Draw your line. We have 0 minus 4y equals 12. 0 drops out. I have negative 4y equals 12. Divide both sides by negative 4. Those divide into 1. I get y equals negative 3. That is my answer, and my completed ordered pair is 0, negative 3. Last one, same equation. We're going to identify our x and our y in our ordered pair. X is a question mark. Y is a 3. We're going to write our template for our equation. I almost said vacation. You know where my mind's at right now. 3 parentheses minus 4 parentheses equals 12. And now I'm going to plug in what I can. X, I can't plug anything in. I plug in an x because I don't have a substitute. Y, I'm going to plug in a 3. I'm going to draw my line, and now I have 3x minus 12 equals 12. I'm going to add 12 to both sides. I get 3x. These 0 out equals 24. Divide both sides by 3. I get x equals 8. So x equals 8 allows me to finish my ordered pair as 8, 3. And I'm done. Go ahead back, watch it again, try it again. When you're ready, go to the independent, and the name of that would be the same up here, except this is going to say independent, and there will be no video that goes with it. You can find my answer key to check your answers, and when you're all done with the week, you can go ahead and take the quiz. Get in touch with me. Come to my office hours if you have any questions. Thanks. Worksheet that goes along with this